Well, hello, my friends. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you, and a warm welcome back to What's for Tea and our meals of the week for this week. And me and Mr. What's for Tea were away over to Arran for a couple of days, so I will show you what we had whilst we were there. If you're new and it's your first time here, my name's Cheryl. This is What's for Tea, and it's just the part of the week where I share with you what we had for the family dinners during the week. So if you like these kinds of videos, why not consider subscribing just before you go and give the video a wee like just on the way out if you have liked the video. So like I said, on Monday, me and Mr. What's for Tea went over to Arran just for a couple of days, and this is only an hour away from us, so we're quite lucky in that way that it is quite close. And we usually go to a place called the Armadale. It's just a sort of bar meal type place, you know, just good honest pub grub. And there were actually a couple of places on the island closed that we would typically go to, but we love the Armadale as well. You know, it's just totally unpretentious, just good hearty plate of food, just similar to what you would make at home. So this is what I had. This was their special of the day. So it was a handmade or homemade chilli and rice and sour cream, and it was absolutely delicious. The quality of that mince was incredible. They get their stuff from a butcher over on the mainland, which we've been to, and it is wonderful. Mr. What's for Tea had the fish, chips and peas with the tartar sauce, and as you can see, you know, very reasonable. He got a pint of Guinness and I got a soda water and lime, I think I had, and this was the view from the conservatory where we had our dinner. And moving on to Tuesday morning, we always stay in the same place when we go over to Arran. It's just a wee guest house, and we've been coming here for years and years, and again, it's just like a home from home. So this is your breakfast menu here. You can have whatever you like, it's included in your room rate, but I was watching my calories for breakfast because I would generally have a full breakfast, but I just had beans and toast. Mr. Watsford, he had bacon and scrambled egg and sausage, but it was very filling. You know, it does keep you going. And of course, coffee and toast and juice. And this was the view from the breakfast room, and it was quite, you know, it's quite cloudy start to the day, but that did disappear as the day went on. And at lunchtime, a wee place called Little Rock Cafe. This place is always mobbed, and their soup is absolutely incredible. So I had the carrot and coriander soup, and as you can see, yeah, it's still quite cloudy because it's about 12 o'clock here, but yeah, it's quite warm and sticky though. Mr. What's for Tea had a scone and some jam and a wee thing of butter and a cappuccino, and I of course just had my black coffee, and that soup was amazing. Moving on to tea time, I had the chilli again because it was still on the menu as a special. Mr. What's for Tea had the bangers and mash, but he was deciding between this and the steak pie, but he ended up going with the bangers and mash and said the sausages were absolutely amazing. And this is the chilli that I had the day before. I just went for this again because it was so tasty. And we both just had a soft drink, so yeah, very reasonable. Moving on to Wednesday breakfast, this was us going home. We actually went home quite early. Mr. What's for Tea always has some kind of cereal, so he had the muesli on Wednesday morning, and I had the beans and toast again. And he also had some bacon and scrambled eggs after his muesli. And her bacon, or the bacon from the butcher, is absolutely beautiful. And we did actually go to the butcher on the way back and pick up some sausages. When we got back, I got back quite early and decided just to do the slow cooker chicken casserole, which you will have seen. This was my recipe for this week. And we had some creamy mashed potato with some broccoli on the side, and it was absolutely delicious. And I do have the video recipe for this. I will leave linked underneath just in case you want to go and watch it and make it for yourself. It doesn't take long, you know, 3.5 hours in the slow cooker. It's one of the quicker ones. Now moving on to Thursday, I made a chicken curry. Quite a lot of chicken this week. I was inspired by the rice from the chilli at Arran. So we had the boiled rice, and this is a takeaway style chicken curry. This is the Mayflower chicken curry, which I absolutely adore. It comes in medium, mild and hot. This is the medium one, but yeah, just wonderful. Now moving on to Friday, I made cottage pie. So I've got these wee individual dishes that I've been using recently, and it just keeps everything, you know, in the one place. I use these for lasagna as well, and they're just perfect. And we had some baked beans on the side. I didn't want to put the baked beans on the plate because obviously the dish is there, but the dish ended up getting emptied onto the plate anyway. Moving on to yesterday, and I made spaghetti carbonara. We were meant to be having mince and potatoes, but ended up just making the spaghetti carbonara. So this is just a very creamy, savoury white sauce with bacon and mushrooms and some fresh egg spaghetti. And I just combine everything in the pan with some tomatoes at the side and some parmesan shavings on the top. So once the spaghetti is cooked, like I said, I just add the spaghetti to the sauce in the pan and everything is wonderfully combined, and that was really tasty. And moving on to today, we had chicken pie. I actually had some leftover chicken stew, so I just baked this into a pie, and it was just such a good way of using up leftovers, you know, just stick it in a pie. And we had some roast potatoes at the side and some buttered green beans, and this was lovely. We do have pies quite often, but you know, they're just so versatile. You can put literally anything into a pie. So I just blind bake the bottom. This is short crust pastry on the bottom. That's that leftover chicken stew from the other day. Pop some puff pastry on the top, just score the top to let the steam out or the steam escape so it doesn't all bubble over. Egg wash the top, then pop it into the oven just until your top pastry is cooked. And it's quite a deep fill pie and absolutely delicious. So that was our meals for this week. So thank you so much for coming over, and hopefully it's given you ideas for you and your own family. And just before I leave you, I wanted to say, as usual, a massive thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page and to the channel members here on YouTube as well. It's all very much appreciated. So I'm just going to go and leave you now with some scenes of Arran on our wee walk from from Roddick to Lamlash, which is only about 3 miles. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will catch up with you during the week for another wee recipe shopping haul, or back on Sunday for meals of the week. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you off as soon back here on What's for Tea. Bye now.